I had grown up in the community of Avatar Adida's devotees and attended Adidam schools and seen Bhagavan Adida many times on his travels to the United States. But it wasn't until I was 19 that I received the invitation to come to Adida Samrajashram and to serve Adida in editorial, which is his daily work with his manuscripts. And even before I got here, beloved Bhagavan indicated his seriousness about this invitation by asking, "Is editorial Megan's life service?" And I didn't have any idea what that meant, but I said yes. And that was the beginning of an apprenticeship with the guild of editors that served the publication of his books. And in addition to being immersed day to day to day in the beauty and profundity of his word, he also, in that apprenticeship, taught me about responsibility and accountability to him and the seriousness of service to him. Within a couple weeks of my arrival, he promoted me to manager of the department. Even though I'd really only just learned the ropes. And part of that responsibility was to write to him every morning with his manuscripts, with any practical information that the editors needed to communicate to him about the texts that day. He'd once said something that was quoted to us often, especially as teenagers. The being grows through confrontation, difficulty, and demand. And this apprenticeship was his demonstration of that. There was the constant demand to provide him with what he needed and to do it as his devotee. And there was his constant confrontation with the ego's endless, pernicious ability to undermine that service. And those were difficult lessons. But even through and even because of that challenge, it was the most profound joy to serve him every day. And it was an education in his word and in who he is, completely beyond words. Not long before my 21st birthday, I had the opportunity to speak to Bhagavan Adida in a gathering where he was discoursing and taking questions. And in the context of that conversation, he had another demand. He said it was time for me to really transition to adulthood. He said, not just in terms of service responsibilities, but in your emotional disposition. He said, when you're growing up, you're on the receiving end, and everyone takes care of you, your parents, the community. But at a certain point, that is inappropriate, and you have to start giving back. He said, now you have to hold up your end of the rope. You have to get out of the nest, up into the tree, and fly. You have to become part of the process that serves everyone. Of course, he also said that was all very ordinary stuff. But human maturity is his calling and gift to all his devotees as the foundation for the possibility of further growth in his company. When I think back over the years and all the stories that I hear from my friends and everyone, I am completely humbled by the care and attention and love that Bhagavan Adida gave to every stage of life and growth, from the youngest children to that transition to adulthood, to the cleaning up the mess that was left if you didn't finish that whole process. And I'm also incredibly grateful to all the devotees who took it as their heart service to Bhagavan Adida to serve us, according to his wisdom. It is the most mysterious gift to have known Bhagavan Adida from an early age. He didn't make that happen. He made it happen. And the connection to him was created before life circumstances developed, and it was always the context, as Nara and Rachel said. And in my case, that connection and embrace that he gave in that time of serving him directly made the relationship to him and service to his word the context of my adult life as it unfolds.